The emergence of DeepSeek and the China tech firm is not what the market fears the most. And we saw the tech stock drop around 6% over these few short days across all US indices. But the peak in late November to December, we saw a much massive drop among all of them. And the Russell 2000, representing small and medium-sized enterprise in US, declined 12%. So what triggered this sell-off in the tech giant like the Nasdaq? In the old guards stocks like Dow Jones, the suite of blue chip stocks in S&P 500, and the medium-sized firm Russell 2000. The market are interconnected. What should we be looking out for, and how should we navigate if market break below this recent all-time low? I'm Con Hao. My work in this channel is to study behavior science and finance, discover correlation between different markets, and uncover potential opportunities. Before we get into today's subject, please do take some time to read the disclaimer. And something happened on this day itself, after 17 December, and on the 18th December during the FOMC meeting, the Fed announced a 25 basis point cut to 4.5% on its Fed funds rate, which is widely expected. But what the market does not like to hear was what Jerome Powell said that day. And he said that the median participants projected that the appropriate level for the federal funds rate would be 3.9% at the end of this year, 2025, indicating expectation of 2 additional rate cuts in 2025, down from 4 projected in the previous summary. And what does this mean? This means that the Fed are still hawkish with inflation. Likely only 2 cuts for this year. Therefore, borrowing costs should still maintain high at around 3.9%. And that statement sent the market much lower the next few weeks, as we could see here across all the major US indices. But the good news is that the market now are kind of stabilizing. With the emergence of DeepSeek, with this sell down, now the market, we saw that is pretty quiet, in fact. And technically, the market is still trending nicely along this uptrend line, which I've drawn across with this white line, as we could see here. And let me just give you one example on the S&P 500. And this is what the line I've drawn across all the US indices is very similar. This was a period where the ChatGPT was being introduced, and we saw from then onwards the market has entered into a bull market. And this was the bank crisis. And from my study, this low is significant, and we could see that as I connect a few significant low, and this was at least 4 points, what I could see here, I would say that generally the market is still on the uptrend. And I will continue to buy on dips when opportunity arises. Unless the market starts to break below this significant trend line, and then I will have changed my strategy to sell into strength. And as said earlier, the market are interconnected. If Russell start breaking below this low, and we could see that this is the uptrend line that we discussed earlier, but we could see that the Russell are pretty close right now. And if it broke below this low, I will cautiously optimistic for the rest of the US indices. What will cause the market to transit to downtrend with technical breaking below? I believe that it will be inflation fears again. When Jerome Powell made that statement on the 18th of December, Trump has won the US presidential election in November, and he knows very well inflation may pick up again. With all these tariffs that were already introduced and likely more to come, we have to keep making reference between the technical charts that we just explained and the fundamentals inflation numbers. We cannot perfectly time the market, but it is possible to get the market timing right. The market are always telling us on the next move. Stay tuned for my coming tutorial. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Join us in our weekly case study and discussion. Click on my profile icon or description below to find out more. Feel free to leave any comments below. I love to exchange ideas with you on what is about to come. Really happy that you stayed through this tutorial. You have many great trading weeks ahead.